face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
We will talk your face off, but only for 1 hour.
We got hard out.
Just 1 hour. We got a hard stop tonight.
Yep.
Baby, I've been waiting for this episode.
It's gonna be a good one.
Monster trucks.
Yes.
Good.
I'm excited for it. How about that
I am.
Big America video?
Dude. Have you seen the stuff LVC's been throwing out too, though?
I still haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't been on YouTube.
We'll pull some up on here. Even his reels have been great. Garrett's been killing it too. But Big America's was next level.
Oh, so sick.
Next level. Like that's what
So
they are supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I need to send a quick text.
This is brought to you by
a new energy drink.
It's damn good, as they say.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You go to Canada for a couple days and you come back saying A and story, all that kind of stuff.
Sorry.
What is this? I don't even know what.
Oh man. Did the Sharkinator or no Sharkolodon? Did you see that thing from
Megalodon?
But it
yes.
is what gosh, how do I make it not ping? Like I close the messages app and it still sends dings through my computer.
You got to put it on
so frustrating.
Do not disturb.
Which is stupid. I don't want all things to be. I just don't want to ding. Just so frustrating. Anyway, I'm old.
I know today one of my the guy I direct report to, the GM, he was we freaked out because I got an email a couple days ago that looked kind of suspicious. So I was like, I don't know about this. And he goes, there's been stuff like that going around. Don't click on it. I'm like, okay. And then I got another one and it was an Outlook. You can react to an email now rather than just sending an email. Yeah. And so it had all this like weird link stuff on it. And I was like,
no thanks.
No. So but it was this time it was actually from a guy.
That way they know you saw it, but you don't have to type up something. Hey, Will's here. He's been asking about this Losi forever. There it is, my friend.
What Losi?
There it is. Oh yeah, there's some new Losi I think coming out sometime soon.
I heard it'll be coming.
I feel like we should do like microphone style. Let's bring it back. No, so yeah, I'm excited. Dude, what they came out with was insane. So I had kind of heard some grumblings about what it might be able to do.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be that cool. Like I mean, I thought it was going to be like where you push a button and it just does the move. Like this, you still have to be in control and make it land into it. So there's still skill involved instead of like a new bright button that just stands it up and then you push a button to drop it.
Right.
I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, and I was concerned it was going to be like the motorcycle, like where you have to let it spool up for.
Oh my gosh! And you're holding it, it's all shaking and like fighting you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's going to be weird. Like, I don't see how that.
The fact that they kept it so simple, I guess, but very not simple. Cool.
It's just a super crazy gyro in the or in the receiver. Like,
but talking with
what do they call it? Like, they have them on the phones. Accelerometer. It's probably one of those.
Yeah.
You know,
it's slick. It's slick as all get out.
A lot of technology.
Yeah,
a lot of technology. So F3RC.
I'm glad that it didn't because I was like, man, it's going to make it so heavy. No racer is going to want this because you can't do other stuff with it, but you can turn it off for racing because you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want it standing up into wheelies and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I loved the Sharkolodon. I see Harley in here now. Like, the shark one, the Sharkolodon, Megalodon.
Did you see the new paint job for Megalodon?
Yeah, the Stars and Stripes one's wicked. Then he did that double backflip.
Oh yeah, so dope.
Did you see that where he bounced it into another backflip? Boom.
That was here in Seattle. Of course I saw it.
Yeah, it was so good. So good. But
yes.
Yeah.
So okay, so Double A Day has
that's something you will probably see hitting the local county fairs here very soon.
Right.
Kind of like all the other ones that they do that are kind of like the big boys, but not quite.
Yeah. Identity theft style. So here's a question we'll get to in a little bit. I may have to purchase LMT number 4. We shall see. We'll touch on that in a little bit because that was something that you and I talked about. So Double A Day, no, I did not go. I was in Canada.
I mean, I want one. So here's the deal, though. I want one, but I'm not racing to pre-order it because it's steep, man. $750 steep. I get where the pricing comes in it, but it's not just let me just throw it down. The Losi Sprint car to me, $350, especially because they just dropped that for $350.
Right.
It's all caged and like crazy cool and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's $350 brushless. It's 2-wheel drive, but still like
I was gonna say, as Bluey says, down under
$400. It's more than double the price of that. You could get 2 sprint cars and it'd be cheaper than getting an LMT.
As Bluey says from down under, that's a lot of dollary dues.
Yeah, the tires look good. The scale of it looks so much better with the bigger tires and the wider stance. You're not going to destroy the front ends as much with the longer stance where, where you're dragging the nose.
I don't know. Like all the videos I saw, they were like road rashed hard on the bodies from, number one, I don't know why
they're trying to do the stoppies and they're missing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why you're doing that on concrete.
For the awesome, for the awesome stoppies we've seen, you can tell there's been a lot of missed ones. I mean, they're tore up. But the nose isn't because remember we used to drag the nose.
Oh, we used to rip the grill
but
right off.
It's because it's a longer wheelbase. The nose isn't grabbing the same way at the front. So I think hopefully
and it's not even hitting the nose when it's on a stoppie. That's the cool thing about the balance.
Exactly.
Point. It's not even on it. It's just it looks so much more scale.
Where we cheated it with the first version. We used that nose to cheat. Like that was the only way we could do those tricks.
Yep.
Except for Big America, who made his own bodies and somehow still pulled it off.
I know.
That guy can just wheel, man. It's like Kamikaze RC. They're just like, I don't even know.
Yep.
Magic.
He only does it once too. He's a one-take wonder, right? Like he takes one take.
First try every time.
Yeah, first try. It's like nailed it.
Yeah, the stunts aren't a gimme. You need to do it right, which is why I hope that the leagues will allow them to be used in freestyle. Because I think it's almost as much of a gimme as doing it in real life. Like to them now, like they pretty much nail it every time. Like if they have the opportunity, they get it to land it. They're that skilled at it.
Well, and that was one of the things that I saw someone posted that on Instagram. I think it was the RCMT challenge or whatever that one is, and should they allow it? And that was I said, make it its own class if you want to. If people are poo-pooing on it, make it its own class, run 2S, and then make it super scale. Yeah. So
Big America was also in sand versus asphalt or gravel. I have something to have you guys look at about that.
Yes.
Where he's actually running, did you look? There's something under the sand. It's not just like there are parts that are sand, but he's throwing sand down over a hard surface, or there's a carpet he's thrown down.
When
he's side wheeling, it's not digging in; it's staying on top of whatever the surface is. So he's not. If you're just going to go to a beach and think you're going to do Big America,
nah,
you're not. You need some traction and solid ground. The dude is legit. Like he's created an awesome, in order to do this, like he's put a lot of thought, energy, time, building all of that stuff.
Set design. Yeah.
He set it up really, really well, but it almost feels like he's at an edge of a drift where it might be drifted onto something more solid that he's actually running.
I think it looks like he put down horse mat or some kind of mat like that, like something
and then pulled dirt over it or sand over it.
Yeah. I think so. But it would have to be quite a bit of material. You know what I mean? Like
a runway at least of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And there's some sand on it, but it also just looks good throwing sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think his landings and stuff, that's bigger sand, but in areas where he's wheeling and doing his moves, there's a surface between those ramps on the takeoff areas.
For sure.
So take a look. We'll pull it up. We'll pull up a video in here, but I'm not saying that as like, oh, he's doing this thing that's like not legit. Like it's legit, but he's just smart. He's created something that nobody's done, and he's
whenever you see stunts on a movie set, there's all kinds of stuff around it that you don't see on camera. There, there's a reason why they're shot that way.
It's not like he's using magnets underneath it to make it do this stuff, but he's still wheeling it.
Yeah, he's got electromagnets. He's
right,
like,
dude. That one flip spin that he does though, and lands
it's
perfect.
Like a corkscrew.
Oh my gosh, so good.
That's such a high risk, like action shot. You know what I mean?
Well, let's talk. Should we pull it? We'll present. Let's talk about the new features of this thing. You guys are in here. People saying the low C sprint's amazing, but right, you can get 2 low C sprints for the less than the cost of 1 LMT.
Yeah,
which is insane. Yep.
It's a lot of.
So that's my biggest thing, and I said it last week, not knowing what the pricing was going to be, but I knew that there were new features, and I was just hoping it wasn't going to go to where it went.
Yeah.
There's double shocks. There's a whole lot more in it than in the sprint. We'll just go there. It's way more tuned but
the electronics are worth a lot more just as it is. Like
it's still hard.
Yeah.
It's not just I don't really have the money, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like
when you look at just the 8-scale motors and ESCs, that's as much as the sprint. You know what I mean?
When you build them anyway, that's how it is. It's always cheaper
for sure.
Come in. But
that was actually one thing that I was. That was one thing I was surprised is that it's not a censored system. So I don't know what kind of
how it doesn't cog when you're doing that move.
Yeah. I was like, how are they doing that? That it's not being a censored system and it's smooth like it looks. That's pretty good.
Here we go.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna share this. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
There's the Sharkolodon. Both look good. Both look good.
The new wheels and tires, man.
The new wheels and tires with the bead locks.
Yeah.
Just kill it. Yeah. They're sweet. Which one should we look at? Dude, I think I'm gonna get the Gravedigger when I do it. And I love Son of a Digger, but these are just sharp.
You know what's interesting about the wheel and tire package? It is very reminiscent of the SMT10. I don't know if it's the proportions. Remember the tires that came with? Yeah, like the proportions of the tires changed a little bit to the body. So it looks almost like the same proportion as the SMT10 used to be.
Okay.
But I think it looks good. Like I love it.
Yeah, it looks really good now.
I love it.
Lots of video stuff with it. They've now powder coated the chassis plates, which we've already talked about. 8 shocks with new internal ones. We did talk about on your podcast. It's going to be harder to tune them because if you're going to go in and try and do your preload adjustments.
Well, let's ask that to the chat as a side
or maybe
chat.
People have looked into it.
Yeah. So the people that are racing monster trucks in the side chat, how many of you are tuning your shocks at a monster truck race? Like I was telling Tony, I was like, me coming from our racing background, like we're tuning that stuff all the time, preload. And we're like, so it's in our buggy racing, the preload's not really preload. It's ride height is what it is. And so, but we're tuning that stuff all the time. So I don't know monster truck wise, I've never touched them at a monster truck race that I've gone to. But they do seem kind of like a pain in the butt to change anything.
Yeah, you can't just spin the outer part.
Yeah,
and change the preload on it. I wonder if there is a way to do it internally. If there's some kind of mechanism, I don't know. Because they're talking about with like the Reefs one, there is, right?
Well, they said on this one there's an internal spacer that you can put in there.
So you'd have to take them down and rebleed them and everything.
Yeah, that's the
potentially.
Thing. Yeah. Yep. You'd have to keep on filling it with oil and all that kind of stuff.
removing oil if you put a spacer in.
Right.
Yeah, 2800 kV 4-pole. So they did go to the 4S setup, right? With these, because 2800 kV,
which is,
so maybe it's smoother.
To me, that's silly power though.
But it smooths it out, right? Because of the
really
motor.
Though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think with the clogging and stuff, I feel like that definitely on the lower end of it, it's going to be at the slower end of it, it's going to be smoother. But in order to have more speed, then you have to have more power. But I think it gives you a better band.
Yeah,
I think it gives you a better band.
Well, because I have the two mud.
You don't run these things super long, and like you don't just keep it full throttle pegged. So
it's heavy though, man.
It's not going to get that hot, I don't think.
If you're doing nose stoppies a lot and like side wheelies a lot, it's going to get pretty hot, I would think. Because it's heavy.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
It'll get warm. I don't think it'll get too hot.
Skull Crushing TV Production says, for racing, I change it depending on the track, but for freestyle, it doesn't really matter.
The front suspension was collapsed and blown out on Greg. So RC drivers,
yeah, I saw that too.
I didn't see that on anybody else's, and so every once in a while you'll get that anyway.
He drove it pretty hard from what it looked like.
Yeah.
So, not gonna lie, he was going pretty hard.
Yeah. To answer the people up above, I did not get one, and so I wasn't lying when I said that I did not have one when we were talking. I had heard, like I said, some grumblings about this feature, and I thought it was honestly going to be more gimmicky than it is. I think the way that they pulled it off is not gimmicky; it's realistic.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was totally going down that like, it's gonna wash out fast, or it's gonna change it from being a very expensive Walmart toy, and then I was like, it's way cooler than that.
Yeah,
so, way cooler. Than that.
So some people, Double 8 thinks they'll be the weak link. Now, there's two sets though, so I don't think it should be the weak link. They do have the new sway bars, which look way better. Those ones on the first one were junk. They were straight garbage.
They're going to look really good too once they get aftermarket touches that are like aluminum and whatnot. Those are going to look really good.
Yeah, side bicycles, balance for stoppies, all that cool stuff that you can do.
So I
looked in here. So right here, it feels like there was an upper link. Yeah, there it is. You can't see it. It's right below this ESC tray or this receiver tray. There's a bar that goes through here. And I think that going all the way spanning across is so you can now get your links. I talked about this on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Your links, before you had to try and you had to take stuff out in order to get a wrench up there to hold the nut. Now with that bar going in there, it should make it easier to take the screw out of the upper links to replace rod ends and stuff because they're gonna, like, people complain, oh, how are they going to keep it from doing that? It's going to happen. You're going to stretch them. It's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
And if you go to metal ones, you're just going to bend the posts, so
the axle housings are going to be nice.
Yep. But in one of these photos I saw, or it was in a video, maybe I just kind of screened the way that they do these spacers between here. They actually hold the nut in there.
Shocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is awesome. It keeps it in place. So you don't even need a tool really to tighten them down. You just
like
lock it into that piece.
Like an 8th scale buggy wing.
Right? Yeah, where it's
in place.
Molded to hold So there's cool things like that they've done. The wheelie bump, really cool. I can't believe they did bigger diffs. The diffs in the old one, I never had I didn't even think about them.
Well, okay, so we talked about this too a little bit. My opinion was that they needed more stiff and more tunability to be able to do these bicycle
tricks. For the tricks. Yeah,
because otherwise it would diff out, or like they just would need to have something that you could pull it around that way.
Yeah, all three come with 1 million weight diff fluid, so they've got them pretty locked up. Not completely, but they're acting for the most part locked up. Yeah. Except in extreme situations, the axles in all ways look better. Being 2-piece instead of, they say 4-piece, but you had this outer piece, you had this middle piece, this, and then you had this main one on the other side. But you also had the 2 link ones, so it's actually 8 pieces.
Yeah, and those were a pain in the butt to build.
They broke. They ripped out all the time out of the bottom.
Yeah.
Now they're molded in, so they went from 8 pieces to 2.
Yeah.
They're still the side ones, but that gives you adjustability for whatever. I'm not. Hopefully, those are not the 1.5.
1.5. I know.
Stripped out. Oh my gosh, they were impossible to get out. Hopefully, on the TLR one, they went to 2 millimeter.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that those went to 2 millimeter as well.
I remember I ripped one in half on screen when I was building it.
Oh yeah,
you're like, don't do that, and I was like, snap. I was like, do what?
Yep, they were garbage.
That cam lock thing's pretty cool.
The what?
For the body.
Oh yeah, it's little, like on the smaller ones with the twist.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they also open from the rear now, because you shouldn't have to disconnect the lights. Right. Before, it tipped from the front, which is where all the lights were, and then the cables were either really floppy because of that and long.
Right.
And so then they just got stuck in things and crimped. It's just a way smarter design, in my opinion.
Yep. It's like the mud trucks.
Yep. And the new battery mounting, which I like the old way but I like the shorty pack of it. You know, it's like the mud trucks.
When I raced last summer, we ran 2S packs down low like that, and it worked out pretty well. I wanted to run after the fact. I was like, we should have ran 3S because everyone else was. So I was like, but 2S was, we did all right with 2S.
Beta Von housings are good to go. Yeah, that's for the old one. Yeah. So hopefully they'll still service some of those old parts for those axles.
Yeah.
Like the diffs and stuff. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of a run on those, because a lot of people are still running those.
Oh, right.
I know you can upgrade, but the diffs aren't going to potentially fit, right? If they did bigger casings for the diffs.
Yeah. Well, I thought it said something about different bearings too.
Different bearings, but they also said the casing was bigger to take more.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to replace everything if you break an axle at some point on your old ones.
That gets pricey.
Yep.
But
it's a solid V2. Like, you know, some of V2s are like, oh, it's got a new paint job. Sweet. Oh, they rebranded all the electronics Spectrum instead of Arma. Or, you know, like some of them are a little lackluster in what they've done. This is not that. This has been redesigned all throughout. There's not much that they didn't leave untouched. Even the outer parts had to be redesigned to hold the extra shocks.
Well, and that's what I love about that kind of a V2 is nice, that they kind of looked at what the people were like. At first, I thought it was going to be gimmicky also, but then they look at the things that the people are having problems with, or not necessarily problems, but issues, and they addressed them. You know, the housings. And what was nice about Losi, what they did the first time, remember they added webbing. They had a V2 axle housing that had webbing added to it. After the first versions came out and they were snapping a lot, they added that second one that had more webbing to it. And now so essentially this is V3 when it comes to the axle housings, which is nice. Yeah. So, $1,300 Canadian.
Oof. So some people are saying, I like the blue one and the green one. So they're taking both. The wheelie bumper, yes, that's an awesome change.
Yeah.
The old wheelie bar was stupid looking.
Look like a dinosaur tail.
Yeah.
I took ours off and we ran the Scale Metal Supplies grind bars or whatever.
Yeah.
Should have made those out of titanium. Now that I think of it in hindsight, that would have thrown sparks on the concrete. That would have been super sweet.
Need a big discount code. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need it in Canada somehow.
It's going to be pretty bad. I foresee a run on RC and electronics here in the next couple of months.
Well, I'm thinking even those sprint cars, like, get them while you can for $350.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're going to be bumping those prices up, even on the unaffected ones. I think eventually,
I
as
would
prices jump, they're going to be like, "We got them on the shelves. Let's just pump the prices."
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like if I had the money, I would buy a handful of things now and just hold on to it for a month or two and be like, "Hey guys,
Yeah. So the
make
one
a
thing
few
I did
bucks."
say is to you, well, I think that just increased the price of my freestyle RCs, because if these are going for $750 now out of the box, that should increase the value of my race truck that I have. So the big hurt on these is for the racers,
Right.
because there's parts one they're not going to be able to use, or they're not going to set them up like this, and so they used to just buy these and they part them out, right?
Right.
And make their money back. At $750, it's a little more like, do I just buy the axles?
Right.
And the drive shafts and the parts that I need, because I'm going to do my own
Well, and
sway
like that's what I
bars
was
and
saying
shocks
for
and
making a
link.
cool, like kind of scalar fun, that you want. Is it worth buying the whole new one, or do you just buy the wheels and the shocks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The wheels, tires, and shocks.
Axles,
Like,
yeah.
well, I mean, axles, yes, but they're not super necessary. We're not
No.
breaking our axles all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're nice, but they're I guess you would need them for the dual shock setup, right? I don't know how that mounts to the axle, unless they have. Yeah, you would have to have them for, or it'd have to have the new axle housing for that.
So can you put the V2 housing on my V1? That's a question I have, because the links are different. Right. And so that makes me wonder, because didn't it say that they have stronger new 4 links?
They widened the width on the links.
But they didn't actually change the size of the rod ends.
Probably not. I can't imagine why they would. They were massive.
They were durable, yeah.
$1,350 in Australia.
So then it should. Ooh. They should work. Yeah.
It might change your geometry just a hair, but might shorten the wheelbase just a little bit from what it's supposed to be.
If you don't get their links as well.
Right. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, they're definitely bigger. There's not a whole lot of other offerings out there. So I think that, it's going to be what are used on a lot of stuff. Even the race guys are going to at least be doing the axles and stuff from them. So they're wider because of that. So they might have to change rules in order to allow the axles, if that's all that they've got, because they also changed the tires to not be like that short course style, larger inner diameter wheel. But that means that they have to offset them more in order to not hit the knuckles. And things like that. So it says,
I'm interested to see how that works, because like we were talking about Dalton's monster truck, and he runs the 2.6 tribute tire or tribute wheels with the Renegades.
They look like they're tucked in there just fine, though. Actually,
yeah, they sit just fine on them. So I don't know how that new wheel does with the offset, if it's much wider than that.
I wish you could blow these pictures up and see, like, because you can see where the knuckle and all that are on here, but it's not. It won't let you zoom in on the photo. Well, maybe these ones will, if they show it on here. I'll click through these. Oh, I'll put it back on. So as we're going,
yeah, it looks pretty sick.
The boneyard too.
I know. I was gonna say Letcher's killing it with that boneyard and Dalton.
So racing. It's just outside.
Shout out to them though for having a facility like that. That Losie's like, hey, this is a cool place to film.
It's a super cool place to film, and the videos they're doing at the boneyard are awesome of their races. It's really well done stuff. So hats off to them.
There's that mount for the shock tower. That's interesting. Right, I wonder if that's going to be a weak link. It looks like it's just bolted on top. See what I mean? Looks like there's a chase there for a screw to go down in the housing. Interesting. I had not seen that before.
Yeah, here. Yep.
Yep.
You can see where to screw in. It looks like a better way to screw in than the other ones, though, where it was all flat.
Thicker. Yeah, for sure.
Big and round. And I think pushing down into it versus pulling out is going to be stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's interesting.
Tool Time 808 says the video that Losi did was good because it was really in depth. I thought it was kind of funny. It was like, stop speaking nerdy. I forgot the guy's name, but he's like, let's say that in a way that most people can understand.
Right.
He said that in one of it. It's like, okay. You know, it's interesting that they were kind of
here it is. Here's the standoff. They look pretty stout, and they look supported in a way that I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it doesn't break the axle and it just breaks the mount and you can put a new one on, it's okay.
You probably have to buy the whole axle housing to get that mount.
Nah, I bet they'll sell that mount separate. They better. If it's a break point, they better start selling them separate and in like 4-packs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
that's how they get you on race cars,
right?
It's like, oh, you want a fan mount? Oh, we'll give you the fan mount, the battery tray, the blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just the setup at their track is so scale.
The dirt
and the dirt is so good, and they've done such a good job with it. But yeah,
I want to see LVC pull up his stuff.
All right, hit the YouTube.
I haven't seen LVC.
The YouTubes.
The Garretts of the world. LVC. I saw his short. Yeah.
Here we go. Give me his page. That was a good move he just did there. So we can actually see it here. He's doing some of the cool tricks.
Yep.
So, bicycle.
So, did you see that bicycle? I don't know who was driving Gravedigger, but did you see the bicycle, how he did a reverse bicycle? He was going and he was about to lose it, and he put it in reverse and started going backwards.
Oh, the real trucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Was that Weston that was doing that? I don't know who was driving.
So, Weston's been doing some insane stuff, man.
Yeah.
But see, he was able to do it without it.
Right.
He was doing some cool stuff before even the trickery stuff. These are pretty solid moves. But stuff they were doing before, these aren't really showing off this mode.
Yeah.
That's very scale.
Yeah. Yeah. The stoppy stuff.
Now this, I wanted to see him change direction and start going in reverse. But it fell down. Like I wanted to see it walk back. That's what they would do, right? Back and forth.
So,
and I'm sure it's not far from them getting it.
Now, what's interesting too is I wonder how that's going to work on the different battery, right? So, is 2S going to have enough grunt to be able to get it that way? Is 3? You know, I was surprised Greg was running it on 4S, like just sending full sends on 4S.
Right?
Like, because like on the Losi video, they made it sound like, oh, it's capable of 4S, but please don't run it on 4. They almost made it almost sounded that way. Like, you don't want to do like, nah, let's pretend we didn't.
Leonard thing, green screen. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Michael? Yeah, these look way better. Even the weld marks on them, just much stronger looking. See, that's what I was wondering. Like, if there's a way to just twist something on here and make adjustments, it would be ideal from the outside.
You know, if someone was an engineer, if they could get that cap on the bottom to rotate and to click and cam up the spring,
right?
That would be the way to do it.
Trying to see where else. Just clicking through here. It just looks so good. His video is awesome too. Look at the tires.
Oh yeah, so that was the other thing that they kept on talking about in the Losi video was breaking in the tires. And I was like, what? I don't know what that means. Like, are the tires like a totally different compound that are because the original LMT tires were super hard. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So are the new tires like a softer compound? Like, it'll be interesting. That's crazy.
They're getting just sick moves, right?
Yeah.
Garrett, man.
He
can wheel them.
Hammering the throttle. I think that's what's crazy.
And these aren't luck because they've done it and they do it so often. Right. They're going for those moves, like with those twists and the flips.
Yeah.
They know what it will do. Oh. That was a realistic save. Oh, so he's got it bleeding out.
Oh, yeah. That was the other thing. They were talking about the adjustable
servo saver.
shims that you can put on the servo saver.
Yeah. Yep. It's solid. It's a solid offering.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of servo saver, I got something to show.
Oh, yeah?
So Olivia has now been on. Oh, wait. Let me turn
she got around. Some Reefs bling.
Let me turn this around like this. Pow.
Raw 500, Raw 500, 299 LP.
Yep. So her purple.
Yeah.
So this one's going in her buggy, her carpet and turf buggy. So Dalton runs the 299 LP in the red version, and his car is red, white, and blue.
Yep.
Olivia's car is this color with the purple, and she has purple like accents under the hood, so to speak. So hers looks pretty sick. She got some of these. Look at these. These are sick, dude. I hadn't seen any of these really well on video yet, and they're super nice. They're supple. Like, should I do this? Like ASMR.
It's probably what they make their tires, their XP compound out of.
Yeah. So these.
Speaking of, I just shot video of that today.
Nice.
I got the XP compound. I posted reels of it.
These are going in her 8-scale nitro buggy.
Yeah.
So she's going to be rocking
those. Reef has always been good to us.
Yeah. Yep. And, it was cool because I reached out to him. I was like, hey, Olivia's been killing it. She just blew up her servo. What do you think? And he's like, well, let's talk. So we talked for a few.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot for Reef. People don't know, like you did quite a bit of stuff for him in the past with his social media stuff. And there's history there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was cool. And we used to do like when me and Jeff Lemoyne were doing a podcast a long time ago, like 2020 time, he sponsored that podcast. And so it was cool. We'd get servos coming and trying out new stuff. And that was primarily crawler stuff. What I'd like doing is like showing Light that you can use his crawler stuff or his servos and race applications. Mm-hmm. Dalton's ran his servo forever, and Dalton drives like a madman, and his servo has not broken yet.
People bash him like crazy, especially the raw 500s.
Oh yeah,
all day.
And an LMT, in my opinion, perfect servo for an LMT.
Yeah,
you could go bigger, but
that's the first thing I put in mine. It was the first upgrade I made, but the original LMT, raw 500 with a Freestyle RC servo saver on it. I figured out that you could just direct mount it. Remember that? Like, man, if you just flip this and take it to the boom, didn't even have to cut anything. Just longer screw and right to the steering link. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. That's awesome. Those are gonna be good upgrades. I was running the 400, and that thing's powerful, man. The raw 400. I have it in my Vanquish Carbon, and it just, I mean, it's so fast and powerful, like on the rocks. And I got some cool footage, I think, today. I got some really cool footage out of focus as well today because I didn't realize I was running my big camera. Like the big, like, hey, 1990s called, they want their camera back.
Yeah,
I was running that one today. And it was you've run it, the big Panasonic one. And it somehow was switched into manual mode on focus. But it was so like it's so small and stuff, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to drive and whatever. And I finally was like, why isn't it focusing when I try to get like close-ups on something? I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's been manual focus the whole time. So hopefully it's not so bad because they don't have a lot of depth of field anyway. I'm hoping it's still usable. Like, I don't know. I think what I put it in manual for was pretty far away. And so I'm thinking it's going to be out of focus. Like, I was filming a kid up on a stage, zoomed in. And so it's pretty far away from the camera. All my crawling's like within 5 feet. So I'm thinking,
it's not even soft.
Maybe
it's
I'm
just
gonna
out
have
of focus.
Just say like it gets better later.
Just do ASMR. Just drop bump all the levels, so all you hear is the crawling, and cut it for B-roll. That's what you gotta do.
Tanker T68 says, please stop. I'm hoping he was talking about you doing the ASMR, but I don't know. Otherwise, we need to stop something.
Or just showing all the coolness.
Oh,
she got
all the servo.
It was funny. She was super
a
pumped
lot of servo money dropped.
Yeah. She was super pumped about these. And then she was pumped. She got a
thanks for clarifying.
Huh?
He said it was about the ASMR. Thanks for calling. Oh, what's the new
Speaking of ASMR. Footage.
What's the new Traxxas called?
There's a new Traxxas?
Pro Scale Sand Car.
That's a
lame name. I'm sorry. It's very descriptive, but the new Pro Scale Sand Car. It's just like the Traxxas dirt buggy or whatever, but
sand rail.
Maybe they got in trouble because remember the Mud Boss? So maybe they just were like, we're just gonna call it a Pro Scale Sand Car and just avoid any problems.
It's just a big sand car.
Yeah.
Big paddle sand car.
Yeah. So one of my buddies up here bought one and asked if I wanted to come and film it. And I'm like, heck yes, I do. It is. It's slick. It's really slick.
It?
So where we have sand right now, because of all the rain we've had, is more pebbly, like small pebbles. Because the sand goes through it with the rain, and unless stuff's walking it and kicking the sand back to the top when it's really dry.
Oh yeah, it's like
when it's dry, the pebbles go down, but when it's after it's been raining, they're on the top. So poor guy sandblasted. Like I'm like, hey, let's go meet at this one place, and we get there, and it's where I used to run all like my trophy trucks because it's just like whoops and like sand to throw and it was so pebble, like small pebbles, and got jammed in the brake
on his A-arms.
The A-arms, they got sandblasted by pebbles. And it happened quick. But it did jam the brakes a few times, the front brakes.
Okay.
Get stuck in there, which is a
Did
little
he not
bit
set
of a
it
bummer.
to the setting that you're supposed, because that's what Greg said, you had to set it to a specific setting for sand.
On where you're driving. I think that's more for the braking power of it. Maybe not.
It sounded like it was for clearing out the sand.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So
I feel like I need to put those little people across the screen that says this talk is useless without pictures.
Tyler in Actual 32, he said it did just fine on the beach. So he took it to a different park that was sandier than where we went. But I have some footage I just downloaded yesterday off the camera.
Nice.
And
I need to put
at least make reels out of it because we went to go to the place where the beach was, but everything's so flooded here. We pulled up and we're like, "Where's the beach?" I'm like, "Is it over there more?" He's like, "No, dude, it's underwater." I'm like, "What?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, the beach was underwater. There was no beach, so we have to go to a different spot. and he's saying he's going to take it up to the sand dunes. So we have the Silver Lake dunes. They're about 45 minutes from here.
Yeah.
To an hour. And those are, I mean, that's going to rip there. And that's why I was saying the Michigan people are going to eat them up and take them to the sand dunes because they're just for off-road anyway. And yeah, people are going to be
that's awesome.
Stopping their full-size ones and dropping their RCs and just rip them. And it just, he says 45 minutes at 85 miles an hour. That sounds like Michigan. That's about as slow as you want to go on the freeway around here. You get run over.
Yeah.
You're not doing 85, 90.
That's funny. I got to put some video out of the race that we
man would give me the raspberry. That's such a great quote.
Yep.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, we hit
Star-Lord in Spaceballs.
I don't remember. We hit that huge race this weekend, dude. Did I send you any pictures of the track?
Yes. It was huge. Yeah, you were saying you needed a drone over it.
Oh, dude, it was huge. And then I felt bad because, Dalton, the track stand, bro, it was seriously scaffolding.
Yeah.
Like you walked up 2 stories of scaffolding stairs that were like a ladder, and you get up to the top, and it's scaffolding base going across for like 40 feet. And so you get up there and the scaffolding's like it's moving around and there's nothing in front of you, just 2 bars, one at like 40 and one at like 18. And my son's up there like you can go right through. Like it was pretty sketch, dude, but it was cool. We were way up there, but dude, some of those jumps, massive, so massive. It was so cool. I don't think we've hit jumps that big before.
And they were clearing them. Fun. They got the timing down.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
unfortunately, the in the rotor, not the calipers.
Gotcha. Yeah. So Dalton had a rough outing. His car just kept on breaking. Like it was. Well,
kept you busy.
Yeah, he ended up not getting into the mains because he had a catastrophic failure of the rear gearbox. Like he lost a bearing and it chewed up the huge diff and pinion and everything inside of it. And it like must have heated it up because the bearing housing was like, you could see hair coming, like plastic hair coming out of it. And I was like, well, looks like you're done for the weekend.
Yeah. Holy cow.
But that was his last
parts to fix it or no?
Not that.
Like
not that. I mean,
yeah. You got to order
no, I have to order parts. Yeah. Cause I mean, that's like,
how long does it take for you to get them to fix it?
A week and a half, a week. Yeah. They're not bad. I'll just get them straight from Associated and they have everything in stock. So it's not terrible. Cool. It's an easy fix. It's just not a common part that you're blowing up like that. So that happened to him. He sawed the front end off on his first practice, broke both upper and lower A-arms in half. And I was like, all right, well, it looks like we're rebuilding this. So I rebuilt the whole front end, put new arms on it, put new bearings in it. We rebuilt all his diffs. We rebuilt all of Olivia's diffs, put new bearings all around her car, rebuilt all my diffs. This is all at the track. Like it was pretty hardcore. And then he broke again. He broke his front A block, like where the pins go in, the big aluminum piece that goes across, snapped it in half.
Dang.
Yeah, it was it's a high speed track. Yeah, it was a pretty high speed track with big features. So it was, and you
have wall ride and stuff or no?
No wall ride, but it was like, it was one of those tracks where it's like the whole length of a track was a straightaway. And then you go into the sweeper into a huge double, but off the end of the double was a fence, like a cattle fence with banners on it. So, and the groove,
you had to be on the brakes to just get it right perfectly.
Yeah. And the groove was probably 30 inches wide and so if you were out of the groove, you were on pebbles. It was like you were skating around. So you had to slam on the brakes, stay in the groove, and burp it over the double. And if you got that any bit of wrong, you're into the fence. And it's just like shredding cars. And so that was a tough one. But yeah, Olivia and I did pretty well. After quals, after our third qual, I ended up qualifying 38th overall, but because they did a combination, it kicked me back up. I was just tuning my car as I went. Mm-hmm. And Olivia was like 45th, I think it was. So we broke top 50. Dalton got a DNF, so he was out. And then Olivia went into her first main on Sunday and won her main by like 13, 14 seconds.
Wow.
Pulled away with it, which was really cool. And of course, she's like the only, her and we had another girl from the girls team out there, which crushed it. She got in, it was her first time racing dirt, and she got into the C main, which was pretty rad. So yeah, it was good overall. It was fun. It was so what it was good to like dust it off and get back after it. And then now we have our first dirt race in 2 weeks. So we'll be ready. But I was surprised how much it ate up our tires. We had a brand new set of tires, and it was like after the weekend, smoked. Yeah, after the weekend they were smoked, and the kids are running hard.
Really like, was it tear it up if you're in the groove like that?
Yeah, I mean it was like sandpaper because like it in some spots where the braking was hard, you could see like rocks and pebbles popping up from where it was packed down so much, but I mean, it was just eating the tires as you were going over it. So they'll probably be okay for practice. Some of them had some cuts in them. We'll just run them in practice, and then we'll have to get a new set for race 1. But luckily our races aren't, our club races aren't as crazy. I think we have 2 qualifiers and then mains after that. So a set of tires will last us probably a race or 2, depending on how much we practice. So I need this Canadian weather to stop. Warm, cold, right. Cold, rain, snow, rain. Yeah, I know. We've had some
snowing again.
Well, like last Friday when we left, it was 70 degrees, and then it started raining again, and then now it's supposed to start warming up again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
but not so. Yeah, man, I got to figure out. I have a brand new LMT roller back there. I wonder what that's still worth. No tires, no wheels and tires. It would just be a slider, I guess.
I don't know.
What are still used for? People, I mean, racers could still get away with it.
Yeah, but what are they going to use? Transmission?
Axles, transmission, drive shafts, diffs. I mean, if they're not trying to do all the cool stunt stuff,
what was it? What did it used to retail for? Like $300-400?
I don't even remember.
I don't remember either. For the kit, I remember the kit wasn't crazy expensive. I think it was like $300.
Looks like you can get a King Sling tore down to a slider for $360.
Yeah,
it just says discontinued. I feel like they were overpriced, so most people didn't buy them.
Maybe that's what it was.
Because, it wasn't that they were overpriced, but it was way more expensive to buy a body, motor, servo, ESC, receiver, radio. If these were I think they were like $400, and then to get all that other stuff, it puts you over the price of just buying a ready to run.
Right.
Movie Mon said 400.
Greetings, RC enthusiasts. Wolf Tracks RC says.
I have a TLR tune, but it's built. Do I sell it?
You still have your Corrali box up on the table?
I just put it back up there. I had somebody coming up here, and it was all on the floor still from unboxing it.
Mm-hmm. I need to fix Dalton's axle and get that back out there. Now that all this LMT hype, got to get back out there and play.
I'm wondering if I sold it.
Mm-mm.
I don't remember selling it.
It'll pop up somewhere. Man, I still have some trophies to finish designing tonight. I was up till 1:30 last night.
Yeah. We're almost at that hour cutoff.
You got 5 minutes.
I'm curious now.
All right, guys. So what questions do you have as Tony's having a senior moment, walking around, trying to figure out where he's at, muttering around in his Crocs? What questions do you got regarding racing and or LMT? Do you think it's going to be growing the LMT nation out there and having a lot of people getting out and getting, do you think it's going to, okay, here's a question about that regarding price. Is the LMT still a good point of entry for a person for getting into monster trucking? They don't really have a lot of competition, but ooh, is that the?
I have the pinion in it just so it's ready to go.
There's a kit right there. That's cool.
And then here's. Well, what did I say we always put on them?
There it is.
Raw 500 with the
such a solid
freestyle RC sway bar right to the.
Yep.
You just don't go to this part here where they normally go to. Just go right over to the where it attaches.
So these old flapping lips says he actually thinks it'll sell pretty well for the 750X asking price.
It will. It's just not as easy of a. It'll sell all right. The tricks are cool. It'll sell. It's just not as easy to just be like, I'm just going to get it.
So I don't know if you heard the question I posed
at 750.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard the question I posed while you were putzing around back there, but I said, do you think it's still a good quasi entry into the monster truck world at 750? Because there's not really a lot.
The only other thing you could really do is just get a used something.
Right. Yeah. Movie Mon says, seems like a solid rig out of the box since it's $100 more over the outgoing truck. And you were going to spend $100 on the servo anyways. So, yeah. LMT is a joke. You bought a back wheelie machine, blah, 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 blah. Just jumped. I lost it. Side wheelies. That's your skill. Forward wheelies.
Yeah, I don't get
no one. Yeah, I don't get it either.
Back wheelies normal. What doesn't do RC? What RC doesn't do wheelies? The Traxxas Bigfoot 4x4.
Unless so here's the thing. Remember, I was skeptical of getting an LMT for like the first 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I was all about my
because you loved your SMT 10.
So, and then I drove one after I got one, and I was like, psh, SMT 10 who? Like it right. Once you drive it, you're like, okay, I get it now. Like I get it. So yeah. Is there any other choice? Maybe they can start out with one of those Send trucks.
Guy. Well, Traxxas Bigfoot's mamby pamby.
But is it worth it to just get the receiver and the remote? Okay, so Mo's Garage. Here's a question that I asked Tony in the podcast. So I'll probably be posting that podcast tomorrow, maybe. I wanted to do it today, but I got busy. So for all you that are into your custom chassis, I'm interested to see if this drive technology will translate into that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's that's what they haven't said yet. I wonder if in 2 months or in a month, they're going to say, oh, by the way, here's how you calibrate
take the cage off it. And
right.
You just
but I wonder
if Lexan body on it. Will it still work without
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, there's got to be a way to calibrate it. Don't you think? There's got to be a way to calibrate it, like a DJI drone. Like you do the dance, you walk around, spin around and stuff. Like, I bet you it's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, my 4-year-old grandson loves his Bigfoot only because he's not ready to drive the bog hog yet. Yep.
Too much power for a 4-year-old.
Yeah. I remember when my son
really good.
Do you remember the video of when we first got the kit running and my son was out there ripping it around? And I remember him being a little like, this thing's scary, because it was like like that was one of my other gripes, is that I thought it was too big and fast for my backyard track. And he went out and started ripping it around. And then when he snapped the axle and the axle popped out and sparked at the same time, that was pretty sick. You there?
Here we go. I ordered all the electronics for the new 2.0 to put in my TLR tuned LMT. Hope it works. Ooh. Be interesting.
You got to report back, Metal RC. When is that stuff shipping?
17th. Well, even for the truck is.
Yeah.
I know about the other
electronics.
Yeah, it's just an RX gyro system.
I want USA one with a chain drive. I want that nitro one.
Oh. Huh? Maybe he just wants to hear that nitro. Yeah. I have the other one that's not nitro. I have the electric version.
Mm-hmm. Late April or May, they said.
For the electronics only.
Oof.
Have options.
That's not too bad, I guess.
Is a disappointment. For RC when the RC. Oh. The fact that there's a mode to make it do the wheelies and just stay upright. Like, just drive it. Like, I get it. Why would you need it to just do a regular wheelie?
Right.
It's got a wheelie bar that it'll sit on.
Well, I wonder how it could do launch control with that. Remember, that's what I was talking about? Like, because you could dial how much or how little. I wonder if you could like dial a little wheelie and just like full fistful of
rip
power.
Off the line. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
If you could make it limit the wheelie, that'd be almost what Freestyle's been working on.
Yeah.
Or Josh Zimmerman Designs.
Yeah.
With that chassis, the cradle that rocks on takeoff. There's a pivot on a servo for the whole chassis to fight the
power.
Fight the momentum. Yeah. That guy's brain, man.
Can't believe I listened to a whole hour of monster truck dribble.
Harley he's going to get one.
I know. He probably wants one. I know.
And it doesn't have. He should like it. It doesn't have leaf springs. It should be your favorite thing ever. Although I do have a leaf spring monster truck if you're interested.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an oldie. It's a retro.
So is he's just saying that because he's baiting us because Vanquish is coming out with a solid axle monster truck?
I don't know. Did you see that? Did you see the Instagram for the Traxxas dirt bike coming out in 2026?
No.
And it says all the specs about it, and it's like
too good to be true 1st?
Because it is. No, it wasn't April 1st. It was just like people just AI and the snot out of everything or whatever, Or
it wasn't even. Oh, wow.
I don't even know if it was real. Or maybe they just took a Losi one and put Traxxas stickers all over it. And
so Reef goes,
it's all this stuff. It's getting crazy.
I was texting Reef today and he goes, clearly you guys don't watch our IG. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? With the amount of stuff that you've been coming out lately. So he had, did you see their IG where they had the low profile brass servo?
Mm-hmm.
That's apparently that was an April Fool's thing. And I didn't read the thing. I just assumed, why wouldn't he have a low profile brass servo, right? Like he's been so I just scrolled past it or whatever, I'm like, okay. And I said, well, congratulations, you're coming out with so much stuff. It's not unbelievable that you would have something like that. So
right.
That's like what I told him about my April Fool's joke. I think most people thought it was actually real. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll allow it.
I mean, the comp stance that Josh could have for driving a monster truck would be pretty cool. You could make a whole new Vanquish hat out of it.
Yep. Because that comp stance when you're standing behind your monster truck, that's legit, man.
Oh my gosh.
He did make a mud truck halfway there.
Kind of.
T60, it says. Yeah.
Overpowered.
Mm-hmm. That's too funny.
Thank you. You're not wrong. I'm still waiting for him to get over here with his 24 scale and put on a clinic.
Yeah.
Put on a clinic. He was supposed to sell those to me when he moved, so I could try to beat our people over here with them.
Nope. He's like, nope. Keeping my lunchbox and my Uncrustable.
He's too scared. This is Justin or Tyler. Yeah. Well, hopefully, man, we'll see what's happening, but maybe I'm going to have some more free time and get back into all this a lot more. I did today and I had a blast. I went up for a couple hours to reaction and I put some miles on those Reefs RC XP compound. Dude. Yeah. So I love them, but I want to see if anybody else can get them to sit on the bead. They're so soft that they just keep like folding open. Like you're trying to put them on and it's like they're stretched too big because of how soft the sidewalls are. Or they keep I every time I'd clamp them in, I don't have rubber bands to hold them. So I end up like squeezing them like this and like yelling to my son, hey, come here, put this screw in here for me.
Come here, boy. You need some of these.
Yeah. Yeah. But you need them on each side. Like you need two on the wheel at least to hold it all together. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any of that junk.
So. That racing junk.
I've never needed them, man.
Yeah.
I've never needed them for putting on tires. But
except for those garbage scramblers. Those have a small bead too.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible tires.
And they're really soft sidewalls too. So they want to just flop out of the
Terrible.
But they, with just the stock foams again, man, so impressed.
Yeah.
They would be
new shocks are good too.
The what?
Do you see his new shocks?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those look pretty sick.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Those are tunable.
Somehow.
Yeah. The lower part. Well, Josh was talking about today on Scale News. You'll have to go watch it.
Fake news.
It's after he talks about the Sharkalodon. That got me today. I'm like, this is good. I love it. I love that he went for it. He knew there was a shark truck. So it means he's watching us a Monster Jam a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. He's doing it.
Thinking about shaving the beard. It's getting long. It's weird.
I think you should just do shave the middle, shave the sides, and just grow it big handlebars. Yeah. Long handlebars.
Sharkeisha? No.
do like the big handlebars from the guy on Office Space.
Down? Yeah.
Yeah, like the guy on Office Space.
That's not bad. I would.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be down with that, actually.
That would be rad.
Yeah, I did that before a softball game. I shaved a really nice handlebar one. My wife made me get rid of it. She said, "Look,
but you got to keep it the
I
length
thought it looked
that you
pretty
got
rad."
Yeah, you got to keep it the length that you have it right.
Oh
now.
yeah, oh yeah.
And just have the handlebars. That'd be definitely
and then,
fit
like,
the king.
put something in, like
yeah, Hulk Hogan stash. That's what Ryan says.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "What's up, brother?"
Yeah, this is the longest I've ever had the beard. So it's funny because it gets to a point where you can't tell that it's still growing, but it is. Hulk Hogan.
You start losing small children in there.
Yep.
You should totally cut it that way and bleach it.
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty rad. Get it blonde.
Yep. That'd be awesome. Old school.
Well, I don't have any other cool news. I need to sell some stuff so I can get one of those LMTs. It's not in my current budget plan. But
we should do a budget plan episode next one.
Yeah.
I've got a
Well, I ordered the sprint car. So that's like I haven't paid for it yet. So I already know, like, if I go and buy it, then it'll show up.
It's like money in the bank.
Now I've got to pay the $350. Yeah. So if I were to buy the LMT, then I'm looking at like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But they're racing those things here. So they're not racing the monster trucks here.
That's true.
And LVC and Big America pretty much got a corner on the monster truck market. So
yeah. Yep. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna be going hard in the paint when it goes to the racing stuff this summer. With the 8 scale and nitro. I think we're gonna really start showcasing some of that stuff, some of the build aspects in the trailer, and just kind of vlog styles stuff.
Yeah,
we've got a couple of videos that Olivia made that are pretty cool, so got to throw those in. So LMT2 versus XMAX video. The XMAX is not the same though. Like, totally, in my opinion, totally different genres.
It'll do a reverse wheelie, but it won't do the stoppy thing like the imbalance. The gyro. Although if you could get it to gyro, it'd be pretty rad. Have something that big with a gyro. Yeah, just different apples and oranges. But what's up, Sliding Sideways RC? Oh, Smelly Fingers has got a RC play date. I just had mine today, and I will have one again on Thursday night.
I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got a big trophy race. Sunday. Yep, got it. So that's what so before we hop off, Northwest Model Hobby Expo is at the fairgrounds this weekend, and we will be there all weekend. Racing and doing all
camping
that
there
of stuff.
Or no?
Well, my house is close, so we'll just be racing all weekend.
You said you're going to be there all weekend, so I thought, you're going to camp up there too? But yeah, okay.
I should. I would probably get more sleep if I did. So, dude, I'm so wiped out from this last weekend. So tired still.
And going into work.
I need to get this. It's 8:30. I need to go so I can draw these trophies and get the kids to bed. And
all right, well, we'll sign off, you guys. Super exciting news, though. You've been asking, when's it coming? Like, I didn't know, honestly. So,
He's
I didn't know, and I didn't know they were going to drop it. I was just shocked, and I sent you the video as soon as I saw it. I'm like, holy crap, it's out.
He totally knew. He's like, hey, it's coming out tomorrow. He told me. He knew. No. He's been lying to you all this time.
No, I wish I was in the know. I'm just not.
He's
I'm
such
okay
a liar.
So okay, last subject. We're getting off with my my Italian goodbyes. New topics introduced. If you guys haven't been watching them, I don't know if Josh is still in here or not.
RC Sparks.
RC Sparks videos have been my favorite videos to watch recently. I said it. I stand by it. They're old school. They're like his old videos were, and they're
all right. I'm gonna watch them tonight while I'm doing
watch the Dear John one. It's like a funky looking tractor crawler with really weird height and it's got to just drive Josh nuts with the links and everything, because they're like, they go like this to the, they're almost like 70-degree angles up.
Josh is like, that is not efficient.
Yeah,
that is not efficient.
Yeah, they're super steep. Big shot.
Triangulation is all wrong.
Really stall. Yeah. I missed whatever that was. But yeah, the crawling videos he's been doing have been fun.
Good.
Old school. Just his like, it's just you're watching the car and it's just him storytelling like he used to do.
Good.
So, and I don't even know why it started being pushed to me again. Like, I hadn't seen his stuff forever. Then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what's this crazy thing that Aaron's doing now? And then I'd watch the whole thing. I'm like, that was really cool. And then I'd watch the next one. I was like, whoa. He hasn't been, though, Whiskey Runner one recently. He stepped away from that, a lot of that stuff.
The drama.
Yeah, the drama. And then all of that, I think he took a break from it. So
part of me thinks I wonder if he was
having fun doing it again.
Yeah, part of me, I think he was doing some of that for the views.
Yeah.
Maybe. Not necessarily the mental health stuff, but just like the drama stuff.
Well, I don't think so, because he totally disappeared for a year. Yeah, he just disappeared. But anyway, yeah, I like what he's gotten back to. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't been watching video. So here's the reason I've liked it. And I told you this again. Some topics from your podcast, I guess. It's actually in my video I was trying not to, as much as I could, make the video where I'm testing these new reef tires, because I want to see how they do.
Seriously,
not make an advertisement.
While you're talking, I was like, that'd be kind of a jerk.
Anyway, so his aren't advertisements for anything. He's just having fun with something he created that's not like
cool story.
Yeah, anyway. So go make your trophies. They don't want to hear about this anyway.